Okay, hi everyone, and in this video I'm going to share with you guys how to do your UV unwrapping for your character. Just for this video alone, we are just going to focus on the arms and the legs of the 3D model. So just do a quick recap again on how to do your unwrapping. We have this diagram here just to illustrate for you. So we have, first thing we need to do is always to reset the UV. So you need to select all the faces of that particular object and apply a planar map in your UV editor, followed by finding out where is the seam line. So we select the edges of the seam line, and then in the UV editor we're going to cut the UV, and last but not least you're going to select all the UVs and unfold it in your UV editor. So with that being refreshed to you, let's just go straight into our 3D model and start doing our unwrap. So since you're only going to focus on the arms and the leg, anything that is not required will be hidden for today. At the same time, your head should be separated up from your body. You realize that there's no body inside as well. They have been deleted, so we don't have to spend time unwrapping the body and wasting the space here in the UV editor. So again, delete away unnecessary polygons and only keep the arms and the leg for this exercise here. And now let's move on. I'm going to isolate the model. We only have the arms and the legs, and this is just an example of how your end product will look like. So using the images that I share with you guys, now let's just going to reset the model UV. So I'm going to select all the faces, okay, of the legs. Shift right click in your UV editor, planar map. So we have reset the UV for the arms, sorry, the legs. I'm going to do the same thing for the arms itself. So I'll press G to repeat the last two, which was planar map. Okay, just move it away. So next, going back to the leg itself, my leg, the feet should be separated from the leg itself here. So I'm just going to apply another planar map. So I press G to repeat the last two, which was planar map. And same for the arms. Okay, I'm going to select the whole arm, which will only leave the hands separately. Okay, separate the hands away from the arms. Press G again to separate them out. Just like this, we have separated out the arms, the leg, the hand, and the feet, and we are going to tackle them one section at a time. So generally the legs and the arms are not that difficult because they are just cylindrical. So rotating to the back of the legs, I'm just going to select this edge here because this will represent the seam line for the leg. Going over to my 3D model, shift right click, cut the UV, okay, which is basically your second step. Go to edge, you cut the UV, and now to the last step, we are going to select the UV and unfold it. So right click, UV, select all the UV, or you can also go to right click, UV shell, select the UV shell, shift right click, unfold, unfold again. So this unfold will open up your UV. Okay, it will lay them out nicely for you as well. And I'm going to repeat the same again for the hand or the arms. So we are going to the edge mode. Just going to select the edges here. So I can hold on to shift and double click at the end of the edge. It will select whatever that's in the middle. Shift right click, cut UV. One more time, go to shell, select it once, shift right click, unfold. And now we have both the arms and the leg easily unwrapped within a short period of time. Again, these are not tough because they're just cylindrical shapes. Now for something tougher, let's do the feet. So this is a rough blocking for the feet that I've done for this exercise because my original model don't have the feet. The character is wearing a shoe, so essentially this shouldn't be there. But for some of you guys, maybe you have a feet there. So I'm just going to share with you guys how to do it as well. So I'm just going to select the edges. So this is the ankle, correct? The back, the heel. So I'm just going to select that as the center line, and I'm going to find out where is my seam line for the sole. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to keep these edges attached. No, I'm not going to cut it out. So later on when I unfold it, you will see how it looks like. Okay, I cut the UV, select the whole UV, unfold it, This is how it looks like. Alright, so I'm just going to rotate it. So to orientate you guys, maybe this fill can be cut and make it much more symmetrical. Cut the UV, unfold again. Okay. So now with that opening, I think you can clearly see that this portion here that I'm highlighting to you is the top of the feet, and this portion here is the bottom part, which is the sole. Right? So it's important to know where to find out where is the seam line and for you to cut. Right? So you can follow this video tutorial to do your UV. You shouldn't go too off. Now for the last portion here, which is the hand, also depends on your your topology. If your topology is not that clean, you might have quite a lot of zigzags in terms of your edges. Your edge flow might not be that smooth. So I have one example to share with you guys what I mean by that. So here, what we need to do is you're going to select the center line of the hand, and if everything is smooth, by right, these lines should go across your thumb and reach the other end of your wrist. But in this case, just to show you one example here, my center of my thumb is not linked to my index finger. So once in a while, you might need to go zigzag to actually select the edges to cut them out. So here I'm just going to do the same again. Okay, now that I have selected the center edges for the hand, okay, unselect the extra edges that is selected. Just do a double check that the lines are well selected. Next, shift right click, cut the UV, shift right click, UV, unfold it. So now I have both hands separated up. Okay, they look a bit weird and stuff, is fine. The last step I need to do here, one extra step that I need to do, is to actually attach the thumb back. And the reason is so that we can have a pleasant texturing process. So I select the thumb here, which in your UV you can see how it looks like. This part looks a bit crooked, whereas here is very nicely unwrapped and unfold. So you're just going to move and seal it. Again, go to UV shell or UV and unfold it. And we are done. Right? So it's a very short video to share with you guys how to do the unwrapping. It's not that difficult to do this unwrapping, to be honest. Again, you just need to keep yourself reminded. First step is to reset the UV, reset the UV, then followed by finding out which edge that you need to cut, which essentially is your seam line, and then again your UV, you need to unfold it. Okay, so you can use the UV or you can use the UV shell so that you can unfold it. You can get quite a good result. Okay, so and the last thing that we need to do now to save some time at the end where you need to arrange your UV is to just do some quick arrangement. Okay, so I'm just going to proportionally scale them down and put them aside in your UV space. Okay, and for the final UV adjustment, right, we will do it in another video. So that's it for today. It's a very short video, and I hope you guys managed to recap and apply what you learned in your own character model. Alright, thank you, and see you next time.